We're Filipino. I'm from the second family.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
What's up, Pandeez?
Welcome to another episode of the Pandesoul podcast.
where we explore the flavors of being Filipino and American.
We're your hosts. I'm the Dre Magics.
I'm the fictitious professor.
And I'm EJ Villiaman, and we hope you're hungry.
Because there's plenty to go around. What's up, Pandeez? This is another episode of the Pandesoul podcast. We're your hosts. I'm the Dre Magics.
I'm the fictitious professor.
And I'm EJ Villiaman.
I have candy in my mouth. So I'm going to finish it during the episode. And then you're going to know and comment down. Hey, this is where Dre finishes candy.
Yeah.
What
and
candy is
it? Leave it. Yeah.
I almost swallowed it. Whoever said now would have won.
Yeah. Leave a comment on what kind of candy you think it is.
Yeah. Candy's nuts. I can't.
Candy's nuts in your mouth.
I had to.
If you can guess the time I finished the candy, I will send you...
The candy. It's from his mouth. Straight from his mouth.
No, I'll send you a bag of candy.
Oh, there we go.
If you can guess it.
And if you guess it wrong, it's a bag of thigh where the candy became.
It's just...
One bag is a bag of truth. The other bag is a bag of lies.
It's just York peppermint. But inside it's just thigh.
And this is the content we create.
Yeah.
Peppermint.
Wow.
Wow.
Up here.
Disappear.
Tayo sumakit ang ulo ko.
Rounding it up into today's topic. Being Filipino American content creators.
Leave a comment on what we should do.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Don't give us any unsolicited advice.
Right. Shout out to our last episode.
Some of us will listen to it.
Right. Our episode before a long time ago.
From the dawn of the beginning.
Of time.
Featuring Marky Mark.
Before
Marking.
anything else. Is that it?
All together.
Close enough. We're in it.
We are
It's
the
okay.
world.
So people know... Do some people in your life know that you do a pod? Obviously, yes, right?
Yeah.
Do those people attempt to be more funnier when you're around now?
Surprisingly, no. Like they're like, dude, you're on the podcast. I love it. I'm like, oh, have you listened to our full episodes? No, just the clips.
But that's fine. That's what they're there for.
Right.
I understand that. But the idea of like, if I'm at a function and you're next to me and you do the accent, the Filipino accent, you're like missing the idea of our entire content platform. One.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Two is like, you're trying way too hard to be funny right now.
Yeah.
But like when I'm just trying to chill
Yeah.
and eat and like...
With your hand up and your feet up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also like, what do you want from me? Oh, you want to guest that? You're so... cool accent. You want to guest on our next episode? Like, no. But yeah, what are your experiences?
Interesting. No, I wouldn't say that they try to be funny around me. I think that they like acknowledge like, hey, you came up on my feed, like, oh, what you guys said was hilarious. Oh, I follow you guys now and stuff like that. And like that's cool. And then
and that makes you feel good.
makes me feel good because that means we're doing something together as a team.
Same as you, right? It makes you cool.
Like, but at the same time, it's like
There was no left turn to that. I know I sounded like, but no, because I feel good as well when I have.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
it's nice to like chit chat about something with them and stuff like that. But I mean, at the same time, they still know me before that. That like it's not like a big deal. There's some people who are like acquaintances that or not acquaintances, but like friends that just don't talk to as much. That when you see them, they're like, oh yeah, I saw this on that, blah blah. Some funny shit and.
Did you meet anyone new? Did you guys meet anyone new that recognized you from the pod? Except for that one thing. You don't have to talk about that one thing. Or do. But like,
Please do. Please do.
You don't have to say any names or anything, but like.
Yeah, I will just state the fact that I went on a date with somebody that I met on an online dating app, and she like listened to our podcast, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
That is really cool.
Hopefully you're still listening.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah,
Thanks
I
for
don't think
listening
the person
still.
I'm dating even listens to our podcast.
Dang.
I don't listen to her.
Right.
No, I do.
I listen to it as well.
I don't.
Because I have to do post.
I have to
But
edit.
you watch the clips.
Right. I watch the clips. I comment.
Damn it.
I drive engagement.
Yeah, I edit it, so
Right.
I have to
So
listen.
no other kind of thing? Because a lot of people that talk to me about the pod knew me prior to starting the podcast.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone who like, a lot of my friends, they'll like mention it, like, oh, I like the pod, or like, dude, those clips you post are like hilarious.
Yeah. I don't think I like met them because of it, but it's someone that I don't really talk to, but I've been in the same room with before. Was like, hey, you have a podcast. You came up on the podcast.
Thanks. This is a weird McDonald's.
I'll take a number 2.
Yeah,
But I mean,
yeah. I think the
Regardless.
other instance would be like, I have like when our bear jokes videos blew up,
Yeah.
or the first one really blew up. I had friends, like I was like out at events, and my friends were like, yo, tell me why in like their like family or friend group chat, like a video got sent, and they're like, am I in the right group chat? Because like obviously they like know me and they
And your
recognize
face
me.
is the cover photo.
Yeah.
For that
And so
whole
they're
thing.
like, what the
Yeah.
heck? What is this? And then
Yeah.
they're like, oh, like their friend's friend or
That's
friend
awesome.
like, sent it.
yeah, I have that same exact story too. Like a friend's friend sent it to them, and they're like, is that EJ?
Yeah.
And they're like, they just sending random stuff, and then they tell us, like, yeah, dude, like
Yeah.
your video was sent to us by like a friend that doesn't even know you.
That's crazy.
Like, yeah,
Right.
it's kind of funny.
I've met people, but it's always been through one of you guys. Like I met a friend at the mic, but you weren't there. I'm like, hey, I'm Dre, and she's like, hey, I'm this. Oh, I listened to your or like I know you from the podcast with Vic, and then I'll like be working an event and like, hey, I see your podcast with EJ, and I'm like, oh, okay, so you know my friends.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's fine because, like, number one, thank you for consuming our content. Like,
Yeah.
I started that off like it was gonna be a list.
Right.
And number two, also thank you
Yeah.
for like whatever you're doing. Please keep doing it.
Yeah. All 30 of you who
Yeah.
listen to us regularly,
Thanks for rocking with us. We have hats.
Seriously.
and like the
No.
5 of you who listen to us irregularly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get a hat.
Yeah. Thanks. We have hats. We have the pandesoul dad butter hat. Dang.
Add
Butter?
some overlay.
Right.
The pandesal.
You don't have to do that. I don't know what an overlay is.
You just take the picture and you put it on top.
Ah.
Puto shop.
Puto
Very
copy.
nice. Wow. Adobo Photoshop?
Puto bonbon. And then we also have our bucket hat
Bucket
in
hat.
black,
Bucket hat.
but it says bucket,
Bucket hat.
so it's a bucket hat.
It's a bucket hat.
I'm gonna stop explaining it. That was the last time I'm gonna explain it.
Yeah.
It's a
Now-
bucket hat.
Yeah, all the time I'll be like, just buy our bucket hat
And you would know.
because you want it.
Bucket why? Kasi because.
I say because.
Mm-hmm.
And then share it with your friends. But the episode is not over.
No.
Going back into being a Filipino American, Filipino whatever content creator in the space, right? Because we're kind of both things where we're doing content based on being Filipino, culturally. Like we're making jokes
Yeah.
about our experience, right? That's one. And then also we're just making comedy
Jokes.
content,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And doing both of them puts us in kind of both realms where the jokes might not necessarily be conducive to the cultural identity of being Filipino.
Sure.
Right.
And they just might just be funny.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, I just said they might just funny or some shit.
Yeah. That's pretty funny that you said it that way. What a joke.
It depends. You're welcome. That's my American side. Yeah. So, do you feel the need to do the Filipino stuff? I know it's a lot easier for us, for sure.
Yeah. I feel like we've got a lot of that out in like our earlier episodes.
Yeah.
So like now it's like okay.
Accent, adobo.
Yeah, I feel
Put
like
the bing
it's-
bing.
Yeah.
But some shit is still funny.
Yeah. So yeah. It will like there are things that will always be funny, but I feel like it's like we don't need to
Lean.
lean on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a crutch.
Did you say like a crotch?
Crutch.
Crutch. Yeah.
Whose crotch do you lean on
Oh, you know where my head is right now.
when you're not strong?
John Lennon.
John, lean on me.
John
Wow.
Lennon. His
Look at
favorite
this.
song.
What is it?
John. John.
John,
John.
John.
John. John.
There
That's
it
John.
so good.
John.
There,
John.
there.
John.
That's so good.
John. John.
That's
John.
so good.
Land on me.
And there it is. Family.
Came back.
And that's an example
Right.
of like being funny, but even the like, I don't know. There's a slight Filipino twang to that joke,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Where, and I think the reason why I like doing cultural based content is I get to challenge what it's like against my own boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Because this whole time we're like, ah, fuck, I can't
Don't you need
I
water?
can't. I can't talk.
I can't talk. I'm
Here, sure,
speaking Klingon out
Your
here.
water.
The accent can't just be the punchline,
Right.
Yeah.
or else we're gonna fall under the wayside of many other people, not just Filipino.
Yeah.
like even the professional comedians.
Right. Yeah. With like that joke that I just said, it's like the Filipino lens of interpreting English.
Right.
So it's like hearing, like making a play on how a Filipino would hear, like, John Lennon.
Yeah.
So that sounds like Lennon me.
Lennon me.
Yeah.
You know, exactly.
Yeah. Lennon closet.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But it's all phonetics.
Right.
Right. But the pun is the joke, not the accent.
Right.
Yeah. The accent's just a passenger in the car. That's
The accent just allows us.
It's the vehicle.
It allows us to get
humor.
to the pun.
Right.
Right. Which is like a very thin line to walk. Speaking of vehicles,
Right.
very thin line to walk. Especially if your boundaries are, the accent can't be the joke.
yeah.
Right.
But just knowing the difference between making fun of how someone speaks, or connecting with how someone speaks.
Yeah.
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 Right. I don't know, man. It's tough because there's a lot of content out there right now. It's at the time of filming, and we're kind of at the end of the trend because we're always late to shit because, oh, Filipino time. That's like a hacky joke, right?
Oh God.
Yeah. And low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
But it was meant sarcastically,
Right.
Yeah.
for sure, or ironically. But being an old man, I am always late to trends for sure. But there's an
You
internet
guys
trend.
know about the college stole?
I was there, man. I was there.
Filipino flags.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. There's like a trend in content right now where it's like, oh, we're Filipino, blah 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 blah, and it's like
yeah, or it's
trope.
the format where it's like we're and like this like people group, this like
Yeah,
stereotype, this
subculture.
whatever,
Yeah.
subculture, yeah.
yeah. And like the we're Filipino ones are all the shit we've been preaching not to make jokes about just because it's not. I mean, I'm not saying they're not funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes they are, but they're tired.
Yeah, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
tired tropes.
yeah.
Yeah. I've
Like-
gotten sent those videos, right? And I'm just like, I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Like I
Swipe
go halfway, I'm
left.
like, oh, that's okay. Like
Yeah.
that's not funny. But
We're Filipino. Of course, we're nurses.
yeah.
We're Filipino. Of course we have lumpia.
We're Filipino. I really like Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah. No matter what his political stance is. Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay,
Manny-
what's our version of that trope? Let's try and go 2 to 3 rounds.
Our version of that trope.
Yeah. For example, like,
We're Filipino. Of course we're gonna give you the shirt off our back.
nice.
Wow.
It's hospitality.
We're Filipino. Of course, when I'm sweaty, I have a towel on my back.
Yeah.
We're Filipino. Of course I'm sweaty because I just sang karaoke.
We're Filipino. I tried to cure cancer with Vicks.
That's pretty funny.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
We're Filipino. When I hear psst, I'm gonna look. I get anxious.
We're Filipino. I was raised super Catholic, and now I'm not Catholic at all.
Damn. That's a deep cut, dude.
But it's like the connection is the culture.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like, just give me one more step.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, let's
Even
go.
if it's a little offensive, like the Catholic ones, is like pretty bad. But,
Yeah, no,
but like
pretty
it's
real.
true. It's truth in some.
Yeah.
It's relatable.
We're
Totally.
Filipino. I'm from the second family.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You know what I mean?
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
Where it's like something. I feel like white internet America or like TikTok took Pinoy 101, right? Pinoy 101 taught by fucking some Philam,
Sure.
Zoomers,
you know,
Gen Z,
Philam, Gen Z, or even millennials.
who just
Yeah.
discovered Filipino. Yeah, Filipino tropes.
I think upper level classes
Yeah.
taught by the fictitious professor
Yeah.
and his co-professors, right? Is like the let's see what else
Right.
is there, right? Like, of course we're Filipino. I work my ass off and send half of my wage to the Philippines, where it's like
Yeah.
a real fucking thing.
Yeah.
But we can still laugh about it, like
Right.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
idea of working your ass off
Yeah.
for someone else, which is truth.
Yeah. We're Filipino. Of course, we send a like buy and box once a quarter with
Yeah.
all of our
Yeah.
old whatevers
Yeah.
we have.
Yeah. Wow. These are all just hitting me as in like too real.
Yeah.
Like it's funny, but it's also like
We're
shit,
Filipino. I have 3 parody shirts.
At least.
Nautica.
Yeah.
Dude. Nautica. Fuck,
You
that's a
remember
good
that?
parody shirt.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody gifted me the sarap in the Supreme box logo.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you wear it still?
I use it as an undershirt.
Nice.
I like the Harry Potter font. Harry Peck.
Oh, Harry
I still want one that's the Adidas logo and just says adobo.
Yeah.
Just Adidas for the chicken feet.
Yeah.
Dang.
Adidas.
Yeah, I mean that trend is just like too much. There's also like what are Philam creators doing? I don't
Oh, so like, we're Filipino. Of course, I'm gonna respond to hip hip.
Hooray! Easy.
Yeah,
Dude,
I want to see that. Like, I haven't seen that one in the.
Well, here it is.
remember the one I sent you guys where he's like standing on a ledge?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was like the Vatican.
That's like
so good.
That
that's
was
like a
great.
classic.
Yeah.
It can makes its rounds on.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's an old
yeah,
clip.
it's an old one. Yeah.
Dude,
Mga
it's so-
kababayan!
Mga kababayan! Hip hip!
It's like some like church in the Philippines,
Yeah.
like a big tower.
Of course, it's a church.
Yeah.
As like a performer, one of my dream shows, like if I ever get stadium level,
Dude.
I want to do 2 things. One of them is hip hip hooray.
Yeah,
Oh, dude.
same.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. And the second one is the Bray Wyatt Fireflies. Have you seen that?
That sounds like a wrestler. The
Yeah.
one
So
that
Bray
passed
Wyatt
away.
was a wrestler that passed away,
R.I.P.
but he was like the new phenom, like the Undertaker, scary guy character.
Yeah.
And his whole thing was he would carry a lantern, and he's like, "Oh, I'm guided by the fireflies." And then when he passed away, the room turned dark, and everyone with the light on their phone,
Mhm.
and it just like looked like fireflies in the whole stadium.
That's
and that shit
crazy.
was like breathtaking.
Nice.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. But speaking of content, do you usually consume Philam content?
I don't think I regularly seek it out.
Yeah.
If that's what you mean.
No, I mean like it's in
it-
your algorithm.
I mean, it comes, and I see it. Sometimes I don't want to see it that much because I don't want to have.
influence.
Influence?
Yeah.
I
For
totally
sure.
understand that now when you listen to other podcasts.
Pods,
You don't
yeah,
want to
yeah.
have a
Yeah.
certain influence,
For
but
sure.
like there are times where just like there's a reason why like everything kind of sounds the same because we all feel the same way and we have that same experience. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just the way that you say it.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, I realize out of like the Filipino diaspora content, I'm mostly consuming like Filipinos in the Philippines, like their
Ah,
comedy content.
yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, to me, a lot of the Phil M stuff is like, these tired
Boring.
tropes that we've been talking about,
Mhm.
or it's like original. It's not like I gravitate more towards comedy content.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of the Phil M
It's not
original content is not comedic.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's just experience.
Oh, or like educational, right?
educational.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Or yeah, or like here's so and so's like new music or a vlog or whatever.
I
Yeah.
want to do parodies of that kind of content.
Oh,
Where it's
that'd
like,
be good.
This is a new Filipino monster, the sleeping Tito.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single night he comes awake,
Yeah. Or I guess
searching for a red horse.
like the one.
For a red
at,
horse.
at night he wants to eat the red horse.
Yeah. I guess the other like exceptions would be like Bong Robbie. He's
He's
still
funny.
out technically, right?
He's funny.
And then like even though he's like Canadian, Kyle,
Yeah.
he's funny.
they're both funny, like super
Yeah.
relatable.
And John,
Oh yeah,
Yeah. John.
John Seuss.
Yeah.
he's funny. And he gives me a more peek into the Ilocano side.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
exactly, right? And it's not really the side I'm Tagalog, so I don't really understand a lot of the stuff, but it's really nice to
Yeah, you're
open
not
my eyes-
exposed to the Ilocano
Yeah,
very much.
to open it up.
Yeah,
It's pretty dope.
yeah. As a consumer of content, I fucking try and stay away from pods unless I know they're not doing comedy. Right? Like there's some and we're going to collab with them soon that they're not doing our style of comedy.
Right.
I try and stay away from, and I'm gonna shout out to the cheat coders, because y'all have been doing it longer than us. You guys are funny as fuck.
Yeah.
I see your clips all the time. I do like it and I do share it. I just don't watch it
Right.
because I don't want to get influenced. Because I want to formulate my own thoughts and
Right.
jokes are more fun.
Yeah, even like with
Yeah.
our karaoke episode, using like I heard FCS from Cheat Coders.
Yeah.
So it's like we
But it's
totally use the
canon
term.
now.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
canon.
Yeah.
So shout out to y'all, Christian and y'all. Shout out. You guys are really making it dope.
Christian and Catholic and
And
Buddhist.
Wow. And Hari.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And Kabbalah,
Dang.
which is holla backwards.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Anaheim shout out. Gwen
Dang.
Stefani,
Hey.
no doubt.
No doubt. No diggity.
Yeah, it's papayas. Papayas. It's papayas. That's what my friends and I would sing
Dang.
instead of bananas.
Wow.
I think one of my friends, my brother's friends, did a YouTube video when that song came out. And I think he got a tattoo of bananas on his belly. And when the song he goes, B, he goes, B.
Oh my.
It was
my
just
gosh.
the funniest
Goodness.
thing to me.
That's amazing.
It might have been Sharpie, but like still.
Right, yeah.
Oh man, hilarious things.
Good times.
So shout out to the cheat coders, other pods. I do watch your clips. That's just for like topic research,
Sure.
right? Like it's you guys are talking about this. Maybe we have some things to add,
Yeah.
and it's like not trying to steal it overtly, but like
It's just like adding to the conversation.
yeah.
Cr-
This
yeah, yeah.
and
for yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this end. But a podcast that is comedy that I always watch now, and I try not to, but it's too good, is Bago Matulog.
okay.
And that's from the Philippines. They're comedians from the Philippines. Shout out to Red Olero and like Andrin and those guys.
Red Olero, blue Olero. Damn it.
These are low hanging
This is
fruit.
what, that's where my
Super
brain is
low-hanging
going.
fruit. But they're the guys behind Solid OK.
Oh.
And so they have a pod.
Nice.
And
You're good.
I think the whole holiday season, I listened to all their shit.
Yeah.
They're like eyes
It's
closed.
So good. Eyes closed versus eyes
yeah.
open.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
But
So
there's
stupid.
I think I told Vic this in passing. It's just, and this is not us. This is credit to y'all. Like Bago Matulog podcast. Go check it out. Spotify. Whoa. Ad read for someone else.
Dang.
Hey, look at that.
That's how good it is, though.
Yeah.
So they're like, because they were talking about Noche Buena
Sure.
and what they do on Noche Buena.
Yeah.
And they're talking about like fantasy. Like, oh, you have sopas? You're just, you're like not that rich because, you only have sopas. But they're like, oh, and then sopas and porchetta. And they're like, oh, shit. Right?
Yeah.
But he was talking about, okay, bro, imagine this dish. It's the Filipino double down.
Yeah.
So liempo,
Okay.
rice, chimichurri, American cheese, and liempo.
What the hell?
And you grill both sides.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, I introduce the liempwich.
Nice.
Dude, that had me rolling for so long in the car.
Whoa.
It's such a funny pod. It's all in Tagalog, so I'm using it to kind of refine my ear. because I understand Tagalog to an extent, and I
Yeah.
can speak it to an extent, but I'm using it to get better, just
Yeah.
like the immersion of it.
That's cool.
And Solid OK is like one of the TikTok channels I fucking love.
Yeah.
Other content creators, yeah, mostly from the Philippines, like Lottie.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Yeah.
so funny,
It's
dude.
hilarious.
Uh-huh.
Can I see a menu? Did you see that one?
Yeah, can I get a huagya?
Fuck yeah.
Huagya?
What? I gotta watch this.
I'll show you. a clip
She's
later.
like that girl who she'll do like, it's always like misinterpretations of the words.
The English accent, like trying to be fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's good.
Okay.
She's good. Comedy wise, not really listening to anyone right now, but those guys are fucking.
That's
great.
good. I gotta listen to them then.
And then also music there is like, I mean, how long have we been listening to fucking Raining in Manila, dude? So good still.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But yeah, as a film content creator, what do you want to see more of? Or what do you want to do more of?
Ember Snow. I don't know.
There it is. Second
There it
shout
is.
out
There
of the
it
night.
is.
Oh, you're warm. Are you warm?
Yeah, I was
Am I?
thinking about.
Equally.
Your hand
good?
is warm.
Yeah.
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 You're cold there a
You're
little
not-
bit.
I'm cold.
You're warm.
Huh?
You're thinking about the same thing, huh?
My worm?
There it is.
There it is. As a content creator, what do I want to see more of? Give me more 8 to 5 stuff. I want to see what's going on with like the people that are not in the creative life. I want to know what's going on, what they do outside of work, what they do in work, what they do, just anything else but work at the same time.
So vloggy.
Kind of, but like I just want to know what like other people are doing that like, because obviously not many people are artists. Not many people. A lot of people are in the work field,
Yeah.
not just nurses, but like they work in education, they work in accounting, whatever your field is. Yeah, the lifestyle of that type of person who just happens to be Filipino, but just like getting through life.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a account that's like, sorry po, I'm not a nurse, and it's like
Oh,
street
nice.
interviews,
Hell yeah.
and then it's like I've seen, I don't know if they do full interview episodes, but it's like the host, she'll like ask the person, oh, what do you do, and it's just like, obviously they're not going to be a nurse in this specific
Yeah.
account. And just like, oh, what industry are you working in? How did you get into that? And just kind of like, these questions.
Yeah.
I think, mostly geared towards younger folks. Was oh yeah, we don't have to be nurses.
You don't gotta
Yeah.
do all that shit.
So that's kind of like more in the
That's
like,
awesome.
Yeah.
normie, non-traditional, like
Yeah.
I guess like non-vocationally creative.
Sure.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Because there are a couple folks who are that she has interviewed who are vocational creatives, but then it's still like pretty diverse in terms
Yeah.
of job fields.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's cool. I feel like, as someone who is that kind of, yeah, I want to see what other people like me are doing. I'm not just like out playing golf.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I kind of want to see, like, I feel like we're gonna also coin these like terms like first level, second level, like the first level like, low hanging fruit that we talked about. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, nurse, whatever.
D tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like higher level sketch comedy, kind of like
solid.
akin to talking more specifically like Phil M. So like
Like Touch Blue.
akin to Touch Blue, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Where it's like that, like the whole Terry Maddox character.
Oh, it's
still
so
Oh,
just
good.
yeah,
like
how that came up.
Yeah.
that's like
lives there.
yeah, like low key in like My Roman Empire.
Yeah,
To use
yeah.
like also like an old. I feel like that term's like dying.
Yeah.
But it's like the first sketch character that I saw that was like Filipino and just like
Yeah.
seeing
Funny.
like comedy through that lens
Yeah.
of like, oh, that's like a relatable character or like
Right.
relatable to my like upbringing and experience.
Yeah.
Because like I've
Yeah.
seen some sketch comedy stuff in person and it's like, it's okay. Like some character work, it's still that like
Yeah.
lower tier
Yeah.
tropes, but then something like higher, or it's just like, or actually like Random Ridge, a lot of his character work from his stand up
Yeah.
was like super funny.
Yeah.
Like-
Shout out to
like-
Random Ridge.
Like he
Yeah.
did this bit where like I definitely want to do this bit at some point in like whenever we do our like sketch comedy show. But it's like the tito who gets asked to pray at the family function,
Yeah.
but doesn't really pray a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's always just like, okay, let's pray. Dear God, how are you? It's been a while. We beseech you to
We
bless-"
beseech you. Is
like all these like archaic
Expensive
language, but
words.
not crying. Cause it's like, I had a tito who like, when I like he was like watching me, like my mom was at work, and
Yeah.
he was the only one who was taking care of me. I was used to praying every night,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, Uncle Joven, we have to pray. And so he did that too. Where he's
Yeah.
like, okay. At the end, he's like, okay,
Okay.
good night, Lord, and then turned the lights off and left.
Sincerely,
Yeah.
Jobin.
Vic and Joven.
Yeah, I was like, that's relatable to my
Yeah.
experience.
That's hilarious.
I want to see more insider vlog stuff, right? Like on TikTok, Filipino food stuff is great.
Right.
Like the girl that cooks stuff.
Oh, yeah.
This lumpia. Like I love that shit. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
such a. It's so structured, which is dope, and the shots are great, and the what's up ketchup guy and the other
Oh,
guy,
yeah.
and the stuff they're making is like really cool. But I think back in the day, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, Vice was doing a lot of these chef vlogs.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And they did one on this Filipino restaurant, and it's like young guys, like younger than us, maybe a little bit, maybe like early 30s, late 20s, and they had a restaurant. They opened one in the Philippines, but they would serve a meal, but you get to see what they did at night, like go out after, and where they ate and where they
Yeah.
drank,
Oh, that's kind of cool.
and that kind of stuff I
Yeah.
will watch forever.
Yeah.
Because it's like
Dude, I want to.
Um,
I want to see that with you guys. Know who Chef Harold is?
No.
He also goes by Uncle Harold. He's
Okay.
this like Filipino dude born and raised in the Bronx,
Uh-huh.
just like full 110% New Yorker.
dang.
Then also still 110% Filipino, and
Hell
he's just
yeah.
like
Yeah.
he was hired on one of the Bon Appetit chefs. That's like how I found out about him.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's just like super shamelessly himself, just very like shameless. Because he also worked at like Michelin star restaurants, but then he wanted to go back to his roots, like doing Filipino cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got restaurants out there. I would love to see like a Vice doc, like following him at his restaurant and then what he does afterwards.
Yeah.
Or even just like him cooking for the the family function or
Yeah.
whatever.
Like I like that kind of stuff. And then I don't know if you remember this, but this guy got really viral on Facebook back when you were still on Facebook.
Okay.
But it was him, and he was cooking real meals in the fucking barrio of the Philippines. Like his wok was in his backyard. He's like, okay, you have to cook this like this, and then like go get me the thing, and like it was really good content because
Yeah.
it's like there's this guy, no studio, probably just a phone, no mic, and he's cooking real shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's what they had for dinner that night. I gotta look
That's
for him.
kinda
I
cool.
forgot what. If you guys know who I'm talking about, put him in the comments. He got really
Drop
viral
a
on
link.
Facebook. I gotta fucking spend all night looking at it now, looking for it. But yeah, that's been another episode of the Pandesoul podcast. Please go and do all the internet things. Check out our merch, and we have hats and stickers. Check those out. If you buy a hat, we'll give you a sticker. Like
If you buy a sticker, you get a sticker.
You should
get a
yeah,
sticker.
You can't get a hat
yeah,
with a sticker.
that's
It only works one
that
way.
value or less.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, but yeah,
High fives.
Nice. We're gonna mail you a high five.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you buy a sticker, Dre will kiss the sticker for you.
Yeah.
Sealed with a kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll also send my high
French.
fives too.
French. Wow.
Wow. Seal isn't French.
Well, he's
He's American.
is he?
It's in the Navy.
He's a Navy SEAL.
He's dugong.
He's dugong.
Yeah. It's Pokemon.
What else? Before I end,
Get it out now.
Yeah.
it
yeah. That's it.
cool. No more brain farts.
All I'm thinking about is the biggest beefsteak.
That's been another episode of the Pandesoul podcast. We're your hosts. I'm the Dre Magic.
I'm the fictitious
And
professor.
I'm EJ Villiam, man.
And until next time,
Don't forget your button.
peace.
O sige na, Pandeez. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Pandesoul Podcast.
And check out previous episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Also, check out all our social media: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at Pandesoul Podcast.
Thanks for laughing, and hope to see you in the next episode, because there's enough pandesal to go around.
And don't forget your baon!